Hi, I'm Libby. Not exactly sure how to start this video, but I guess I could start with a thank you to everybody. Yeah, thank you guys so much for helping me hit 1,200 subscribers. It means a lot to me. You guys have sent in some pretty interesting questions, and I don't want to keep you guys here for too long because I'm basically going back and re-recording this because my last video was like 30 minutes. I'll try to keep things as brief as I can, unless it's a little more like personal or like a question meant for me like more personally. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I got a couple questions from Cynical Glade 2781, and I'll go down the list of everybody's questions in the YouTube comments. So the first one up is, are you going to animate Source Filmmaker at any point or stick to Gary's mod? So I have experimented with SFM before, and I find it to be a little too buggy, and it suffers from the same problems as Gary's mod. It likes to crash a lot. I'm not very well versed in the animation type of thing that goes on with it. There's a lot that goes into it. Same with things like Blender. There's just so much going on that I can't really wrap my head around. Gmod is a lot more simple for me to do videos with because it goes for the aesthetic and the silliness that I like to go for. I can't replicate in SFM or Blender, so I like the ragdoll physics. I like having the physics in game do the work for me, and I can do a fairly decent bit of animating with Gmod in terms of keyframe animations, similar to other YouTubers like El Toro 64us and some other ones. I know Agent Z also works with Gmod as well, and it's just I find it a lot more comfortable to work with. What is going to happen to Felix and Kaylee's relationship? Will it go well or horribly wrong? How will you develop the relationship story? So, Felix and Kaylee's little love story thing I've got going on was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. It happened like last minute when I was doing the party episode, and I thought, well, I need to introduce a new character, but what am I going to have her do? I had two brand new female characters, which was Rebecca and Kaylee. Rebecca I haven't really fleshed out too much yet, but I plan on changing that at some point. Kaylee, on the other hand, I kind of had the idea to have someone that was like, I don't know, madly in love with Felix in like a comedic, silly way to kind of give him some depth, because initially I had Felix as having a crush on Libby firsthand, but I decided to kind of change things up a little bit for future episodes. But I see it going in an interesting direction. I haven't completely thought it out yet, but so far I'm trying to have them gradually come together at some point, not without spoiling too much. It will get interesting though, or I'll try to keep it interesting, so hopefully that answers your question. What will you do in future videos? Will you add more characters or keep the same crew? In regards to the direction of my newer videos, I plan on adding a couple more new characters as I go along, more specifically in my Iron Beak episodes. But as for like the typical videos that I work on, I will eventually end up adding new additional characters that can be recurrent and stay within the series, given something doesn't happen to them. But without getting into that, yes, I do plan on adding a couple more characters. Not too many though. It's already difficult trying to keep track of what characters are going to be doing and trying to give them a suitable role in future videos. So yes, I will be trying to add more people throughout my series. What is Pixie's IQ and age? So in my, second or third episode of Iron Beak, I gave a little trivia spot in the loading screen that tells the ages of all the characters. I decided to give Pixie an age of 19. I contemplated making it lower to at least like 18 or 17, but I honestly didn't feel that comfortable with it, so I just kind of kept it within a reasonable age range. But as for her IQ, yeah, she's stupid. From Jeremiah Atlantis Splatson, do you plan on doing any collab videos in the future? Yes, I do. Problem is I'm not entirely sure how collabs work. Like, you know, it sounds like it would be self-explanatory, but I'm not entirely sure what details go into making a collab video with someone else. I'm unsure whether I need to do the work, or if both people are making the video together, or if they're just including characters. I'm assuming that's what that means. And I have already technically have done one with Splatoon for their birthday. I kind of made it as like an offside fun thing. But yes, I do plan on at some point collabing with other creators, assuming they are okay with it. From Gribriel. How did Libby's design come to be? So, Libby's design was mostly a culmination of different things. A lot of things went into it, but at the same time, it was also a very last-minute thing. I put her design together at the very last minute. And I'll get into why I did that later, but her design is I thought it was a very simple design. It's very recognizable. It's not trying to be flashy like other characters. It's just a very simple, very kind of punky gothic vibe that I like to go for. It's just how I dress normally, either way. From Kyvan.s.hu241n. What got you into Splatoon? And how did you discover it? And at the same token, what led you to making animations? I'll answer both of these at once because they're both tied together. So, long story short, because I'm in the military, I went on an exercise and came back and my laptop bricked itself. And I thought it was unrecoverable. So, I had went out to the mall with a friend of mine and he talked me into getting a Nintendo Switch. And the first game I got for it was Splatoon 3 because I'd always wanted to play it as a kid, never had the chance to actually own it. So I bought it and then started playing it, got really heavily invested in it. I even joined a competitive Splatoon team and won a tournament or two, and ended up kind of branching off of it because work got in the way and other real-life things kind of went into that equation, so I ended up kind of splitting from it. I still play it every now and then, but not as regularly. I'm a little more focused on work and doing videos. What actually got me into doing the videos itself was a video that Agency had made. Initially, they made a post on their channel asking people to, put in submissions for the characters, like give yourself a little description of what the character looks like and their personality, their name, and I will include it in my New Year's video. So I said okay, and I added my character. Like I mentioned before, it was a last-minute decision. I just threw a bunch of stuff on and thought, hey, this looks pretty cool, and sent it in. And I come back a little while later, only to find out that my character actually ended up getting introduced in her own little scene where she's playing Smash Brothers and she gets all sad because she loses. It ignited something in me and basically awoke something in me and said, I have to start a YouTube channel now. Just no question about it. I absolutely had to do it. And so I got to work on my first video, which now is over, 23k views right now. You guys have really outdone my expectations because initially going into making it, I didn't think it would get above maybe 1,000 views, to be completely honest, but I just blew it out of the water with that one, I guess. So and that was with minimal software, very bad software like Microsoft Clipchamp and the snipping tool. It was terrible. It's a really poorly made video, but I'm glad you guys seem to enjoy it. I definitely have a lot better software now for recording and making my videos, but that's what got me into it, was Agency's video with my character being introduced. Got me really hyped up to start making my own stuff. From MegaWolf3695. My question for Pixie. Why are you always annoying? So the idea behind Pixie was just, I honestly figured having a comedic relief character in the mix of Libby's friends would, giving her a reason to, she's basically a punching bag. She's a joke character. She's made to be this very annoying, bratty character, but she's still lovable in a sense that, she likes still hanging out and being friends and being silly and just enjoying the adventure with Libby and the rest of the gang that they've got going on. But I purposely made her that way because she's just this. I have different references and inspirations for this character from different sources, so I just kind of made it into a culmination of things and made this character for comedic relief, and so Libby had something to beat up on whenever she got mad. Next question is from The Nelman, one of my favorite subscribers. What's the big idea, Felix? And do answer cohesively, if you will. I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not exactly sure what this is referencing, but to answer your question, yes. From Cynical Glade 2781. What was your YouTube channel like before your first Splatoon video? Honestly, I really didn't do much of anything. I'd made a MechWarrior Online meme like some time ago. It ended up getting really popular for some strange reason, which is odd because I made it in like 10 minutes on my phone, so it was more of a throwaway meme that I just decided to upload for shits and giggles, but ended up getting a lot more popular than I initially thought. But I didn't go beyond that. I didn't think to, start making any more YouTube videos after that. But I was just a pretty dormant person. I watched all kinds of different stuff. It's just there so that I can watch YouTube videos and comment. All that good stuff. From the Spectral Demon U. Is it hard for you to come up with names of your OCs? Absolutely. A lot of the names that are in my series, just all the different names, are based off of something. I take a lot of inspiration from multiple video games and shows and stuff like that. Libby's character, her name is kind of a mix of different things. It was a nickname that I used to carry on an older video game that I used to play. It's branched off of the name or the word libidine. This is the Latin word for lust. This was in regards to a character I had made for a Slaaneshi group, like Warhammer 40k type deal, but I shortened it to Libby after I left. And the nickname just kind of stuck, and I decided, I don't know what else to name it. I'll just name her Libby. Ayoko is literally just the color blue in Japanese because I really couldn't think of a better name for her at the time of making my first episode, but it ended up actually working in my favor because I actually ended up getting a lot of inspiration from Maoko from Kill la Kill, which is one of my favorite animes if you couldn't tell. So if you didn't see the connection before, you definitely can now. You're definitely not unseeing that. Pixie, I'm not entirely sure where I came up with that. I just felt Pixie was the right word to describe a pink-haired, bratty character. Albert is inspired by Albert Wesker from Resident Evil. Barry from Operation Ironbeak was another one as well. I took inspiration from, again, Resident Evil. I would go a little more in depth, but I don't want to bore everybody with every single name inspiration, but I take a lot of inspiration from multiple sources when it comes to names, so I'm usually not ever running out of names for certain characters. It's just a matter of assigning which name to which character, what fits best with that character. So it also depends on their personality and their role in the story as well. What is Libby's favorite type of music? If you mean my type of music, it's reflective of her favorite music. So I don't have a set specific favorite genre of music because I listen to like 20, 30 different genres of music. I'm all over the place. But if I had to pick, it would probably be things like vaporwave, synthwave, dark synth, things like that. I use a lot of that music for my videos. Mitch Murder, Power Glove, Carpenter Brute, and many others. Like, I like to use that in my videos. It just hits the vibe that I'm looking for. Have there been animations that you've not been able to release due to technical difficulties? From Random Gibberish 999. Absolutely. There have been times where I have been recording and the recording application I was using would crash and I would lose 20-30 minutes of work that I then had to go back in and completely redo all over again. It was incredibly frustrating, and I've lost hours and hours of work that way. On top of finishing a recording and then only to find out that the file that I just recorded is corrupted or not completely finished. So then I'm screwed and I have to go back and I've had to re-record a lot of stuff. In fact, my first episode, I had to re-record the last 10-15 minutes because I lost the footage to all of it, and it ended up being completely different from the original idea that I had. But I think it ended on a better note than how I originally had it. So sometimes it works in the favor. It means that you have to go back and fix something that you may have messed up on, or that maybe you had a better idea that it finally just hit. It's like, man, I finally just got a better idea for that. I can re-record it now. From Metalbeak, how far are you planning to take this channel? Is it a temporary hobby or something more? I plan on having this go for as long as I've got the motivation and the drive to do it. The things like my job and a bunch of other things, there'll be times where I won't be able to work on it at all. and it can get really frustrating, very stressful, because I'm wanting to work on something and I can't. I don't have any plans on stopping the channel anytime soon. It is a hobby for me. I would say a temporary hobby. This is like my hobby. I've grown to really enjoy making videos. It's something I take a lot of pride in, and it's very satisfying. It's just a rewarding experience to be able to create something that people can enjoy, and it's a good outlet for my creativity as well, because I just have so many ideas sitting in my head. I'm like, I got, you know, Hideo Kojima syndrome. I've got like 50 different things that I really want to add in, but there's never enough time to do it. And I don't want to make the same mistake as like he did with just adding a bunch of random shit that makes no sense. But yeah, I plan on carrying this channel for as long as I've got the drive and the motivation to do it. From Cynical Glade 2701, who would win in an arm wrestle, Libby or Agent 3? Well, considering that Libby can lift an entire diesel generator and slam it into the ground, which is roughly, what, 1,000 pounds? Yeah, I don't think there's any contest. I'm sorry, Agent 3. Emma Joyce 8211. As a professional alcoholic in your videos, what is your opinion on Guinness? I don't like Guinness. I don't. I really do not like Guinness. I nearly threw up the last time I drank it. I don't know what it is with dark ale. I can't drink it. I typically just drink very bland shit, or when I'm feeling a little more pricey, I'll get brandy or whiskey or something. I typically just drink really mild stuff like Michelob Ultra, you know, piss beer, or the Monster energy drink flavored alcohols, which are pretty good. But yeah, I don't like Guinness. Plush hearts. Can you put my ink sonnet in your animation? Well, at some point, and this is definitely going to be at some point, I'm going to put up a post where everyone and anyone can post their characters, and they can basically give me a description of like the character, how they are and what they do, and the color, the clothes they wear, all that stuff. Because there will be points in my Iron Beak series where I'm going to need a lot of people in the background. So I do plan on having something like that come up, and I will definitely let everybody know when they can submit their character design, and I will try to put in as many people as I can. But I want to thank you all again from the bottom of my heart. It really means a lot, and I was super excited when I got my 1,000 subscriber notification. It really, really made a difference, and it helps keep me motivated. You guys are super awesome. It means a lot getting to come home after work and getting to sit down and work on this stuff. You know, sometimes it can be painful, but the payoff of getting to finally watch your video that you made really, really makes a difference. It's just eye-opening. It makes you feel good. It's satisfying. So, without making this any longer, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching all the way through. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will continue to make videos for you guys as often as I can, and I'm going to continue to improve and make things a lot cooler. I have plenty of plans in the future ahead. Hoping you all had a good Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, because those are coming up as well. So if I'm unable to get back with you guys on making other videos, I'll be sure to let you know. But again, final time, I promise. I know I'm terrible with this. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. It means a lot. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I will see you guys later.